You need to understand how to use it. It can't be a reaction. It's gotta be a decision. That's the only way that you can control it.
Blumhouse's new adaptation of Stephen King's seminal scarebook Firestarter features strong performances from Zac Efron and young Ryan Kiera Armstrong. But the finished product is a bland retelling of a story that, here in 2022, needed an extra jolt to bring it back and have it stand out among today's superpowered rabble. Not only are superhero stories now the meat and potatoes of our mainstream multiplex fabric, but youth's discovering powers is its own overflowing well. Firestarter, as a King story, is naturally more wicked than other kid fables, which tend to lean more towards family-friendly adventures. But remaking the story without adding anything particularly new or making it scarier just leaves it defenseless, and feeling wholly unoriginal in the mutant landscape despite it being one of the first stories of its kind. Armstrong stars as Charlie McGee, a girl born with tremendous powers thanks to the government experiments inflicted on her parents, which gave them various telepathic and telekinetic abilities. On the run from the Shop, the shadowy scientific think tank that lab-ratted them, Charlie's abilities are far more dangerous than that of her mom and dad, as she not only has both of their gifts, but also the skill of incineration. She can shoot out massive swaths of flames, or, just heat up one spot until someone combusts. Armstrong is very good in this role, not only displaying deep emotion, but also syncing up well with Charlie's use of powers, rage face, and the CGI effects involved with them. Efron is also a strong part of the story, as Charlie's father Andy, who has the power to push people's minds, getting them to bend to his will. Efron and Armstrong are believable as a loving duo, and the film's best moments happen when they're together, but the story itself is thin and underserves them. On the bad guy front, Michael Greyeyes isn't as shortchanged as the others, but he still feels like a ghost of a presence rather than a full character. As Rainbird, a superpowered fixer sent after Charlie, Greyeyes gets a few notable Showdown moments, but the end resolution for his character makes little sense and only adds yet another meandering, confusing thing to this tale. One shift to the story here, a gentle remodeling of the book, is giving more screen time to Charlie's mom, Vicky McGee, played by Sydney Lemon. Instead of only appearing in flashbacks, we see Vicky and Andy co-parenting, with Vicky being the advocate for teaching Charlie how to use her powers. This slight change-up wasn't the refresher the story needed to pop, but it does give us one of the movie's better confrontations when Rainbird comes calling. But overall, Firestarter has no visual spark. The story feels muted and dry, as Charlie and Andy's lives on the lam seem to last one day, and saga-feeling elements are crunched down into something that feels more like a short story. And the look of the film is washed out, with the appeal and vibe of a TV movie. Firestarter is 90 minutes of waiting for the water to run hot, but it never passes lukewarm. Despite solid performances from Zac Efron and Ryan Kiera Armstrong, Firestarter feels stifled in story and presentation. Over 4 decades have passed since the Stephen King novel, so new ideas were needed to resuscitate this twisted tale and have it not feel undercooked, or even less interesting than other stories that have copied it over the years. Even the carnage-filled climax, which should feel cathartic, plays out in muffled fashion. For more movie reviews, check out what we thought of Top Gun Maverick and Men. And for everything else, stick with IGN.